What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Track Stories. I hope you enjoyed that last video for 10-1307. No, it was a little bit longer of one comparison to most of these, but felt like there's a little bit more extra Easter egg bits that you might be interested in actually knowing about that one than some of the other tracks. So I figured I would share and we'd run a little bit longer than normal. But today we are talking about the song Peaceful Enticement. This song's origins actually have roots that go back a little ways into the Undefined era and everything. This one I never really brought to the guys because it started out as more of a singer-songwriter type track and everything. It was more of a bare-bones acoustic track with the vocal idea over the top of it, kind of just one vocal. Not a whole bunch of dynamic and evolution to it in the original concept, so knowing where we were starting to head with the Undefined album, I didn't really feel like that would ever really fit, so never really brought it to anybody's attention. But then when we started talking about doing this redefined EP, that was going to be made up of all the misfit toys, if you will, is kind of what we nicknamed a lot of these songs. I was like, all right, well, even if it stays the singer-songwriter, just one acoustic and one vocal over it, this is a good place for it to end up going. Well, after I brought it to the guys, it ended up kind of being, taken in and enjoyed by the rest of the band. So it was, okay, cool, we'll start getting some bass in, we'll get some piano in, we'll get the drums in, get the vocals in like we were thinking. And it ended up little by little just, well, we can maybe add this part to it, maybe we could add this part to it. Maybe we could change the effect we're using here. Maybe we could change the effect we're using here. And little by little, it ended up turning into a beast where in the studio, if I'm not mistaken, I have 4 different guitar parts at one point in the song, all playing over the top of one another. I won't lie, there was a moment, though, during the rewriting process of this, one of the many rewriting processes of it, that Jeff had actually come to me with what felt like the 900th, if you will, re-edit idea on it, and me and him had a very hard butting of heads, if you will, over the top of it. I understood where he was coming from, but it felt like it was that song where it was going to be the perpetual project that never got finished at a certain point. So me and him butted heads. We ended up coming to an agreement on where he was coming from and where I was coming from. And sure enough, actually, because of all the re-edits, he ended up kind of taking the song on as being something that was very personal for him too. So he had actually asked Bob if Bob would mind Jeff running the lead vocals over the top of the song. Bob was perfectly fine with that, obviously, because we're here for the betterment of the song, not for egos. So, of course, Bob's like, yeah, if you got ideas, you got a feeling for it and everything, definitely hop into the booth and get all of that out. And because I think of all the rewrites, all the edits that Jeff was a big part of, he took a big ownership in it, and that definitely translated in his vocal performance. And honestly, it's not one of my songs that in our catalog that I'll spin all the time, but it's definitely one that I really enjoy going back to from time to time, just because it is so left field of so much of the rest of our catalog that, not that I ever really want to have that be a fundamental cornerstone of our sound going forward, but I really enjoyed that it is part of the catalog. So the diversity is there for whomever might want to stumble on us later on down the road, that they can get the remakes, they can get the really heavy song, and they can even get something that's very acoustic singer-songwriter type flair to it. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and we will catch you next week in the next one.